Okay, you know what, boys and girls? I am getting just a little fed up with this whole thing. Characters from the books just appear and disappear at will. The background changes. I say things that I didn't mean to say. What is going on here? I demand an explanation. And I'm probably not going to get one anyway. I guess we should move on. So, have you noticed how few of these Alice in Wonderland adaptations take place in modern day, let alone are aimed at an adult audience? Well, look no further, because today we're talking about the criminally underrated Malice in Wonderland. I have a particular love for low-tech adaptations of high fantasy. More specifically, when filmmakers can adapt a fantastical story, strip away most of the supernatural elements, and set it in something that more closely resembles the real world. Back in Oztober, we looked at Oz, a rock and roll road movie, which stripped away the fantasy from The Wizard of Oz and used the narrative structure as a way to tell its own rock and roll story. Malice in Wonderland strips away most of the fantasy from Alice in Wonderland to tell a psychedelic madcap crime story set in London. In this version, Alice is the runaway daughter of a wealthy American business magnate. She gets hit by a passing cab and gets amnesia. From there, she finds herself going on a wild ride through the criminal underworld of London, in which she takes drugs to try to remember who she is, and encounters increasingly seedy and surreal characters along the way. Maggie Grace, who most people remember as playing the extremely bitchy Shannon on Lost, plays Alice this time around.
I know I was supposed to do something important, and I don't know what it is.
Despite the fact that we have an American playing Alice yet again, Maggie Grace is probably the best American Alice that I've seen in any of these adaptations. No, not American McGee's Alice.
My head's spinning. I forget. I was going to meet my mom. And then I got hit by a taxi, and now...
In fact, her performance in this film reminds me a lot of the performances that Naomi Watts and Laura Dern gave in David Lynch's Mulholland Drive and Inland Empire, respectively. She has a tripped-out wonderment in her eyes that really conveys the sensation of being in a dreamlike state, but never in such a way that's annoying or hammy.
Where does it hurt you, baby?
My guts and my brain.
I hear you.
You hear me?
Now, hear this.
I'm listening.
If her performance had been any different, it would have made the rest of this take on the story harder to swallow. It saddens me that Maggie Grace didn't go on to become a bigger star. Maybe people really hated Shannon that much? I don't know. This film shows that she would have been perfect in the hands of a great director like David Lynch. She's more than proven that she can handle the strange and unusual in a dramatically effective way, so why not? This film is a unique fusion of the fast-paced London underground criminal element that you'd most likely see in a Guy Ritchie movie, combined with the surreal, cartoony, and high-energy humor of a Baz Luhrmann film.
No acting, no trainers.
I'm his cousin.
No ghost.
Second cousin.
No pierced noses, eyebrows.
It also plays with time and perceptions of reality in a way that does justice to Lewis Carroll's original story without copying it note for note. It's not relentlessly psychedelic like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but it's much trippier than most viewers would be used to. Overall, I really enjoyed this film for its unique take on the classic source material. It's not for everyone, but I don't think it deserves the 10% rating it has on Rotten Tomatoes. Granted, it's only based on 10 reviews, but still, I'll take something unique like this over generic regurgitated crap any day. Now, I wouldn't exactly call Malice in Wonderland a masterpiece, but I think it stands out among the rest, especially when you compare it to the works of David Lynch and Guy Ritchie, just putting them together. But it wasn't the only adult-oriented Alice in Wonderland film to come out in the new millennium. Tomorrow's Movie is actually a horror film that was made in 2010. Makes a lot of sense when you think about it. There is a lot about Alice in Wonderland that would translate well to horror. Makes me wonder what they're gonna do with it.
This is quite the predicament you got yourself into. Let's preserve the moment.
Wait, what?
Get me out. Get me out is the incorrect answer. Ow!
What in the heck kind of film is this?